What's going on, guys? Raptor NLN here, bringing you my Danger Invoked Blue Eyes White Dragon deck profile. This deck is super consistent, and what I find I really like to play the most when it comes to Blue Eyes. So, if you guys liked or disliked the video, make sure to do so, and comment down below any changes you think you would make to the deck. Anyways, without further ado, let's get started. And this will be a 40 card main deck. I am trying to keep it as consistent as possible. And to start off with the monsters, we're going to, of course, go 2 copies of Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon. I like 3, but 3 to me clogs, since these are hard once per turn for the hand summon. So 2 I find works great. I don't knock 3, but 2 is just my personal preference. Next, we run triple copies of Blue Eyes White Dragon. Maybe someday he'll be the anniversary or the DDS version, but for now I'm just going to run the anniversary edition. But I feel like he's kind of a standard you must play 3 of. It is a Blue Eyes deck. So next, for the 1 of, we play 1 copy of Dragon Spirit of the White. I don't knock 2. Sometimes I want to play 2, but 1 is just a lot less bricky. And his tag out ability is really amazing. A lot of people forget that he can tag out like skill drain and get rid of it, or there's a lot of monster effects that he can dodge out of in a pinch. So very, very powerful card not to play. And that's it for kind of the big boss monsters for the Blue Eyes engine. Next, I played 2 White Stone Legend and 1 White Stone Ancient. A lot of people probably knock me for this ratio a little bit, but I find that White Stone Legend is helping, keep my hand count, and overall just helps the consistency of the deck. And the White Stone Ancients, I don't really find myself, resolving 2 of these, two or more of this card per duel. So that's why I kind of bumped the ratios the different way. I was running 2 and 1. And then also for this next card, I play 2 copies of Galaxy Soldier. So with Galaxy Soldier, the White Stone Legend is pretty much free. You dump the White Stone, special summon the Galaxy Soldier, add the Blue Eyes from your deck to your hand, and then you also add the Galaxy Soldier from the deck to the hand. So then you still have the material to send from your hand to the grave to special summon the other Galaxy Soldier, make Infinity, link it away, whatever you need to do. If you couldn't tell, my favorite rarity is Secret Rare. I'm trying to Secret Rare out the whole deck. Hopefully when the alternative comes out, I'll be pretty close. In the new movie pack, special edition pack. Anyways, next I run 2 copies of Alistair the Invoker. 2 is fine. 3, I don't mind 3 either. Neither one, in my opinion, are a bad ratio, because the Alistair searches the invocation, which makes your fusion plays, and then you can send them to the, if you're going to put a Macabre on board, you can send them to negate a monster effect, have another one in your hand to increase his attack if you need to. But 2 is just all I have room for in the deck, so that's why I just stick to 2. And then the 1 Chaos Dragon Legionnaire. This card is so broken. You run plenty of lights and darks to use and potentially pick whatever effect you want to use at the time. So, in my opinion, Andy's searchable with Melody of the Awakening Dragon. So it's too good not to play. And then for the Danger engine of the deck, I run 2 Bigfoot, 2 Thunderbird, and 1 Nessie. I really like the ratio. I'm thinking about bumping up the Nessie to 2 as well, but so far this 2-2-1 ratio I really am liking. Really helps the consistency of the deck, and helps with cards like Trade-In, adds level 8s. There have been times where my opponent would have a Floodgate on board, and I would have like Danger Bigfoot and a bunch of other like random Blue Eyes cards, and I would just keep activating his effect and they would ditch the danger finally, and then I would pop the problematic card, you know, like the floodgate that wouldn't let me play or something. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Like, you know, if you have to pop something to keep playing, you know, like a monster that won't let you special summon or something, like the fossil dino, you can keep activating his effect until you discard him to pop it. So I find that to be kind of nice. And then for the last of the monsters, we'll play 2 Gamma Seal, the Sea Turtle Kaiju. Super powerful card. I don't care if I open up with 2 of these in opening hand or just 1. I feel like you're always going to have an opponent's monster that you want to get rid of. And if you open up the second one, you can special summon the second one to your side of the field and use it as a rank 8 play or a link play. So yeah, not much to say there other than, you know, just pretty much your monster removal. And now off to the spells. I play 1 Terraforming and 2 Magical Meltdown. I really like this ratio. Searches, you know, the Invoked plays, gets, you know, the Alistair, so then you can play it and get the invocation. Makes fusion plays pretty much live. So really good field spell. But yeah, the 2-1 ratio seems to be working for me. I don't really want to open 2 of the same card. I'd rather just run Terraforming to search it. And then 2 Invocation. I'd really rather go back down to 1 because I was playing 1 for the longest time. But I am running Desires in this deck, and I just find it necessary to run 2 at that point. Especially with Alistair, the Invoker of Madness, in my side or extra deck, which I'll get to. But he can search the second copy of this, and then you can make another fusion play. A lot of people forget that you can fusion summon other fusions from your hand. So like, if I have 2 Blue Eyes in my hand, which is very possible in this deck, you can make Makaba, recycle it, or, you know, get the Invoker of Madness effect, discard a card, add the second one, and make Twin Burst if you need to. So I like that. It's kind of a nice little effect that's won me a game or 2. Now off to the search cards. Melody of Awakening Dragon. In my opinion, you gotta run 3. It's never dead, even if you open 2. You just discard the other one if you don't feel like you need it. The one thing I do like about the way I have this deck set up is it pretty much just plays through hand traps. You know, if your opponent ashes the Melody, there's a good chance you have Trade-In or Pot of Desires, or, you know, you can start with Terraforming, then go into Magical Meltdown, and then play your Melody last, and just try to bait out the Ash at some point, and then link away with like either Alistair if that gets stopped, or anything like that. So I kind of like this deck for that reason. 1 Pot of Desires. I'm playing a 40 card deck, so I don't want to Desires into a Desires, and, you know, it pretty much cuts my deck down by 25% starting out, over 25% after you draw the cards. So yeah, I don't feel like I need to run more than 1. 1 that just seems to be the optimized number. 3 Trade-In. In my opinion, you gotta run Trade-In in this deck. I think I'm running like 11 level 8s, so it just seems, sorry about my alarm, it just seems like the optimized number. I mean, I've got, like I said, 11 targets, so to me it just seems silly not to run it. So 3 copies of Trade-In. 1 Dragon Trend, just kind of gets the plays going, gets, you know, Blue Eyes in your grave, Stones in the grave, whatever you need at the time. So really good there. I don't feel like there's much to explain with Dragon Trend. For the Reborn cards, I play 1 Silver's Cry for the quick play effect. Sometimes that's very relevant, especially with like any back row heavy decks, Sky Striker, Trap Tricks, Altergeist, anything like that. 2 Return of the Dragon Lords, and 1 Monster Born. Return of the Dragon Lords, I usually ran at 3 for the longest time. I don't knock it, but I feel like it kind of clogs just a little bit. So that's why I kind of cut it down to 2. And then Monster Reborn is just too free not to play. Take anything out of the grave. So yeah, play it while you can before it gets banned again or something, you know. And then for the last card of the deck, I'm playing 2 copies of Dark Ruler No More. I kind of want to run Called by the Grave as well, but there again, like I said, this deck kind of plays through the hand traps, so I can't bring myself to switch it, and Dark Ruler No More has come in clutch a lot, and you just want to kind of clear your opponent's board with what you have and kind of take the game back into your favor. So that's it. That's 40 card main deck. Now we'll go off into the extra deck, and to start off with the monsters, 1 Twin Burst. I feel like this card's mandatory to play in any Blue Eyes deck. You don't need polymerization, and it's like the best monster removal. You know, you just attack, banish it if you can't get rid of it. Works with a lot of cards. Time Lords. I remember there was a game where I just beat the crap out of Time Lords because of this card. Plus you can protect it with Return of the Dragon Lords. And you can fuse for it with Invocation with 2 Blue Eyes in your hand, which is not hard to get. So definitely the 1 Twin Burst. Try to keep this up here. For the Invoked engine, playing 2 Macabre, and then 1 Purgatrio, and 1 Caliga. Caliga, I'm thinking about switching to the Water Fusion again. I was playing the Water Fusion for a while, and I think I'm going to kind of go back to it, but he is kind of a good first turn opening, you know, play him and then just kind of wait and see what your opponent's playing if you don't know, or it's kind of just like a good mini floodgate card. And then Purgatrio, you know, the OTKs, clear your opponent's boards, inflict piercing on defense position monsters, you know, that type of thing. And then Macabre, you know, negate pretty much anything that you can discard for. So yeah, really good there. So that's kind of it for the fusions. Next, I'll go into the Z monsters. So starting off, Cyber Dragon Nova and Infinity for the Galaxy Soldier combo. Not much to say. The cool thing is if your opponent does stop you here when you like overlay the 2 Galaxy Soldiers and go into Nova, you can special summon a Macabre for free. So I kind of like how that kind of intertwines with this whole deck. And then Infinity is just Infinity. It's insane. Take a monster, you know, negate stuff. Super powerful. And then I'm only playing 2 rank 8s. Galaxy Eyes Photon Lord and Hope Harbinger Dragon. Galaxy Eyes Photon Lord, I really like monster negate, but also it searches the Galaxy Soldier, so you can, you know, make Cyber Dragon Infinity later. And then Hope Harbinger, negate spells, redirect attacks back at it for protection, and then you can also protect it with Return of the Dragon Lords. So I feel like it's just the most broken rank 8 for any dragon deck, really. So yeah, that's it for the XZs. Off to the synchros. I only played 2 synchros, and it is Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon and Azure Eyes Silver Dragon. I feel like they're kind of staples in any Blue Eyes deck. Not really much to say about them other than, you know, this negates graveyard effects, stops pendulums from going off too hard, and then this is protection / revival. This is really only a defensive play in my opinion, unless you know you're going against like Burning Abyss or, you know, something that you can prevent very heavily. But yeah, I hardly ever make this anymore, so that's why I just run the 1/1 package. And then for the Link monsters, I play 1 Salamangreat Alamarja, and I probably butchered that, but he's really great. I find him a lot better than Link Karibo. One of my favorite plays is to summon Alistair, link him away for this, and then fusion summon into the zone here, and then you can always tag out if you don't want to like go up in a link play or something, and then make like a rank 8 here if you want to. So it kind of puts more potential, and you can just activate his effect, and he recycles whenever a normal summon monster is destroyed. So I kind of like that ability. And then for my Link 2, Alistair the Invoker of Madness. Really like this card, but I don't find myself going into him too much. But he does work for the deck as far as searching out that other invocation, like I said. And overall, just kind of a good generic rank 2. And you kind of always, even if you like play like Alistair the Invoker and like a Danger, you can always link away the Alistair first into this and then go into this. So that's kind of a good play that I like to make. And then for my one Link 3, I play the Blackluster Soldier, Soldier of Chaos. If you've seen my previous video, I was searching for this and I did not pull him, but I found another way to get him. So, and he's like super powerful in my opinion. He puts Chaos Max, I'm not going to say to shame, but he's, in my opinion, slightly better. He doesn't take a ritual and a monster in your hand and all this to get out, and you know, he's got protection. I would say 100% of the time in this deck, if you're summoning 3 monsters with different names, chances are you have a level 7 or higher to get his protection effect. And then he can either banish a card, increase his attack by 1500, or make 2 attacks the next battle phase. So super strong. And then for my last Link monster, Borreload. I would play Boral Sword, but I feel like this deck has so much, you know, OTK potential and so much attack power already that I feel like Borreload is kind of the next necessary card. But there again, that one's kind of all up to personal preference. I also wouldn't knock playing like Skull Dread. I feel like Skull Dread would kind of help unbrick hands and, you know, keep your plays going a little bit stronger. So just kind of whatever you want to do there, but my choice for now has been Borreload. So that's it for the extra deck. And next we'll go off to side deck. I'm really trying to make this deck as well-rounded as possible. I'm not trying to go up against any certain like one particular deck or just the meta decks. I'm trying to cover like everything in general in case I get thrown, you know, a couple random decks here and there that I'm just like, what? Where'd that come from? So to start off, Triple Ash. I feel like Ash Blossom can be main decked at any point, or, you know, sided in at any point in time. I don't main it. I want to main it because it's that good, but I just really don't have the space. And this is mainly in here for the FTK decks, kind of like Exodia or, you know, the Cannon Soldier FTK deck that's become a thing. So Triple Ash for that reason. Triple Nibiru takes care of the heavy combo decks, which this deck can have a problem with if they get set up too quickly. So yeah, so I'm gonna go with Triple Nibiru on that one. And then, like I said, this deck kind of hates back row, so Triple Twin Twister. I am kind of thinking about cutting this to and making it Galaxy, or not, Cosmic Cyclone, but for now Twin Twister seems to be working pretty good, and it clears a lot of the back row when you're going against heavy back row decks. So Triple Anti-Spell Fragrance kills Pendulums, kills Sky Strikers for the most part. Well, it doesn't kill them, but it just slows them down quite a bit, especially if you're going second. Or I'm sorry, first, if you end up going first. But yeah, definitely powerful. And then Triple Royal Decree for Trap Tricks and for Altergeist and heavy trap decks. Not much to say. Like I said, I just kind of wanted to cover all my bases, no matter what I played against. So, like I said, guys, let me know what you guys thought. If there's any changes you would make. I feel pretty confident with this deck so far. There again, I'm also kind of debating the Galaxy Soldier. because I feel like it does just kind of take up too much hand fodder, and then I don't find myself having the plays that I need to make, or the cards that I need to make plays for next turn with. So other than that though, let me know what you guys thought in the comments down below. Leave a like or dislike if you liked the video, or dislike the video, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.